Basically nothing. I mean, they haven't came out, said anything. They hide behind the fence. You know, they just pull out. They don't try to, you know, let us know that they even care. I mean, you know, as a mom, I think that if this happened to me, knock on wood, I would hope that it wouldn't. I would come out and say something, you know, can y'all help me find my kids? You know, but you're not. You're going to Tabby and you're drinking and you're partying. Like, what are you doing? What is going on here? Where's the FBI? Where's Secret Service? Somebody needs to find this baby and lock her up. Lock them all up because the grandma had custody. So if the grandma has custody and she left her with them, she's just as at fault.
What a scene it was down there in Savannah, Georgia, when little baby Quinton went missing, and everyone was wondering, where did this little child go, and who was responsible? Well, now we know who prosecutors believe is responsible. That's little baby Quinton's mom. Julie Janae has the story.
Little Quinton Simon was just 20 months old when he was last seen in his home in Savannah, Georgia on October 5th, 2022. He lived with his mother, Lielani Simon, her boyfriend, Danny Youngkin, and his grandmother, Billy Jo Howell.
The boyfriend woke up, saw the child at 6 a.m. Mother woke up at some other time later and then reported the child missing at 9:39. I believe the call came into 911.
Local police and FBI began searching for Quinton that very day.
We have yet to locate little Quinton. We continue to investigate this incident. We got some assistance from the FBI. We got numerous interviews to conduct today, as well as downloading phones and things of that nature.
Lielani Simon tells police that Quinton's biological father, Henry Bubba Moss, took him, so authorities go to Bubba's home more than an hour away.
He was being questioned about where he was overnight, October 4th into October 5th, and proved to police satisfaction anyway that he had nothing to do with it.
Has there been any contact with Quinton's biological father?
We have had contact with him. He's not a suspect in this case.
After a week of searching for little Quinton, the Chatham County Police confirms everyone's worst fear. Quinton is believed to be dead, and his mother, Lielani, is the primary suspect, but no charges or arrests are made.
What are you doing? What is going on here? Where's the FBI? Where's Secret Service? Somebody needs to find this baby and lock her up.
After that announcement, all eyes turn to Lielani. Protesters, podcasters, and YouTubers gather outside of her home day and night. Nearly 3 weeks after Quinton was reported missing, Lielani and her mother finally speak out in an interview with WTOC News.
And if something does come up that I am at fault, I will take myself to that police station.
Then, 47 days after Quinton vanished, law enforcement find remains of a human child in a local landfill, and they arrest Lielani Simon.
Our search teams at the waste management landfill found what they believed were human remains. This afternoon, the FBI lab in Quantico, Virginia confirmed that they are, in fact, human remains. Additional testing, including a DNA analysis, is being conducted, and we have every reason to believe that this will confirm the remains are Quinton's.
Simon faces charges of giving a false statement to police, concealing a death, and malice murder.
And you think about this case, and it's so incredibly tragic for little baby Quinton. And you look at those pictures, well, how can anyone, whether you're a stranger, especially like a parent, grandparent, whatever you are, why would anyone even think of bringing harm to that child? Let's bring back in our think tank Michael Sterling, Ann Bremner, Rick King. Rick, seems to me this is a tough one to defend because of the nature of what happened, but there are other people who are in baby Quinton's life.
Yeah, but it seems to me that from the beginning of this case, they've kind of focused on Lielani, and they've kind of stayed the course with it. I think there's probably mounting evidence in a lot of things that we don't know just quite yet. We, on Court TV, you detail a lot of these cases involving these tragic murders of little kids, and this is just another one in the line of those that are so difficult to report on, difficult to talk about. They've made the arrest of Lielani at this point, and it looks like they have a pretty solid case.
Michael Sterling, this case has taken place in Georgia. That's where you practice most of the time. I know you travel around the country, practice in federal courts everywhere, but What are your thoughts about this case and what this mother is looking at?
Yeah, Benny, I mean, she's facing, we don't know if prosecutors will pursue the death penalty yet or not. That's obviously on the table in a state like Georgia, where death penalty is available for prosecutors in a case like this. But we know for sure that malice murder carries a maximum punishment of life without the possibility of parole. If she's convicted, the only other possible punishment is life with the possibility of parole, which requires at least a 30-year prison sentence in Georgia before you're eligible. So we know that those are the potential punishments in this case. We also know that her mother's been charged with an unrelated crime, so we don't know to the extent what the police have found out about the mother, who was also living in the home with the 21-year-old Quinton. All around, Vinny, is just, it's a devastating case that has really rocked Chatham County and the entire state of Georgia to its core. To see this happen to 21-year-old Quinton, you can sense, around Chatham County and around the state of Georgia that everybody's paying attention to this case, and it's just really rocked Georgia to its core.
And Bremner, you know what I'm thinking about? Young mother charged with the murder of her child. The evidence seems overwhelming, right? But on the other hand, I remember what happened in another case where a grandparent became like the boogeyman of the trial. And it was effective in that one. I think that's where they're going to go here as well. Probably, go after grandma.
Right, and I know we can't name that other mother who was, of course, acquitted, and it worked. I mean, that grandpa was the demon, and, there was a lot of kind of smoke and mirrors in that case. But I think the bottom line is that people don't want to believe a mother can kill their child. And so I think that was part of the equation in the other case in Florida. And sure, they'll try that here. But I watch these women outside of with their signs and everything, find the baby, lock her up. And you wonder, are they reflecting the sentiments of the community? Because it's just so horrific what happened here. So, again, in the other case in Florida, she was acquitted. So we'll have to wait and see.
And some similarities. I mean, you had crowds of people outside that home who were pointing the finger at the mother and the grandparents as well. And that's what played out in the trial.
Absolutely.
All right, take a look, folks. This one is on our docket. Georgia versus Lielani Simon. We've got a hearing on the 25th of January. Status conference, February 13th. No trial date yet, but my guess is we will have that trial date after the 13th.